So what ended up happening with GTX battles with Diz versus King Crooked?
Okay, there's so much to unpack there because, like, do you want me to even contextualize what GTX is, or do you want me to just get right to the point? I could do either.
Let's get straight to the point.
Okay. So, unfortunately, I have to kind of contextualize a little bit because GTX got its funding as a company from another company called Band Royalty, which is a Web3 company. At the time we signed our deal with them, it was November of 2021. At that time, that is the highest that the crypto market has ever been. We got, I think it was $70,000, flirting with $70,000 for one Bitcoin at the time. We signed a deal with them because they have a lot of disposable income and they're willing to take a chance on a company like us. We start getting our budget allocated in December. Our first event is in February. We're operating under the assumption that we still have a sizable amount of revenue coming in. That's when we make the announcement. We paid Crook his initial deposit. We are working with other investors as well. So there's a whole chain of events. You know, kind of me trying to learn my lesson from being irresponsible business-wise at a grind time and being around hip-hop culture, because we didn't even talk about my origins and how I got started in the game. I'm not a fucking result of nepotism in this culture. I started out fucking putting up wheat paste and handing out flyers, part of the West Coast street team for Duck Down Records in the late 90s. Shout out to Drew Locke, so, you know, Watt Lick, Sean Price. So, you know, I come from humble beginnings when it comes to hip hop. I grinded my way up to a certain point. So I know that it's rare for people to catch lightning in a bottle once, much less multiple times. And the fact that I have this potential to have people be interested in what I'm doing again and willing to put an exuberant amount of funds, you know, flirting with $1 million into it, what me and my friends are doing, cool, you know, because here's the cool part. I thought I was working for King of the Dot and I didn't want to start. Diz was really pushing me on doing this. I didn't want to necessarily go. I was more focused on a label deal under Sony Richard. Me and Mikey D, we're getting Mikey D, and you just sound on your platform. We're getting placements. Shouts to Hus, aka Panda on the Beat, for producing shit. We're getting placements and all kinds of movies and shit. Like, focused on other shit. Diz wanted me to do that. King of the Dot didn't have a plan in effect for me to be able to have a sustainable income or job. So we had to go get it on our own. I wound up cracking that deal, and I wanted to not echo the same mistakes that I made before. So I was like, let's take the business seriously. Let's do this and that. At the same time, I'm dealing with Dizaster, who is he's a genius, but he's very grandiose in his approach to the way he wants things presented. And it was very specific, and we spared no expense. And we're kind of operating under the assumption that we're going to have more of this money coming in because, you know, here's another mistake I made, and here's another lesson that y'all can learn. You get a deal with a company, and they agree to a set amount of money per the contract you sign. Make them allocate that full amount by the date it says in the contract. Don't operate on good faith and be afraid that they're going to pull out, because if they're going to pull out, they can't make it to begin with. Because they asked them to begin with. There's no point. And that's what I did. That's a big mistake. I was letting him, we're doing little progress reports in campus and showing them, this is what we did. This is where I've been fucking, you feel me? I'll wipe my ass this many times. Give me my next fucking 50 grand of solvent, bitch. You feel me? Like, and it sucked that we even like had to do that when they already agreed to what they agreed to. But I'm kind of like, you know what? Ain't nobody else giving out these checks to us. So let's fucking take it. And they're pretty much letting us do our thing. With the extension of being a little stingy with the punching. At a certain point, the crypto market crashes, and this is right after the New York first event. we're halfway through planning our second event, and we already have the Crooked Eye versus Dizaster, Team Crooked versus Dizaster announced. So at that time, the crypto market goes from $70,000 per one Bitcoin to less than 15. In addition to that, the majority of the assets of the company that are invested in us are in this thing called Celsius, not the fucking energy drink, a crypto bank. Imagine you go to Wells Fargo or Chase or, whoever you bank with, Navy Federal, you feel me? Imagine you go to B of A and you got to make a withdrawal and they say, due to instability in the current market, we are unable to honor transactions. And that's exactly what happened to them. So they were completely fucked beyond just the being fucked from Bitcoin crashing and all the different coins subsequently crashing. Their entire assets are in a bank that they can't even get money out of. You feel me? I felt no sympathy because I'm like, you're fucking us in the ass. So what I wound up doing is, Diz isn't hearing me not doing an event. We already have deposits out. We already have Crooked Eye promised this. We got to make it out of an event. It's all we could do. We got to try. So you throw an event. I take out high predatory merchant cash advance loans. Also don't do that, small business owners. I don't know if you're aware of what those are, but put myself in like $70,000 debt just to make that event go down August 2022. That same time, the company collapses. I'm in debt. My ex-bitch leave me, and my mom gets diagnosed with terminal illness. You can't write this in a lifetime movie if you wanted to. So I'm fucked. Luckily, no jumpers on the horizon of that. But that's the Crooked Eye battle didn't occur because there was no more money for him. We spoke multiple times. At this point, it's kind of like it's still feasible, but it will require, it will require motherfuckers honoring their word and spinning the block now that the crypto market's back up and you're back up. Spin the block and spin with them. It's even more famous than they were before. And be a Jake guy.
So how was Crooked chosen to be the one that Diz was going to go against? Because they're homies though, right? Him and Diz are cool.
That's a mutual respect. As far as I know a lot of people were confused by the battle too. I don't know if you remember that, but a lot of people in certain regions thought the battle was weak. You know what I'm saying? And we're not fucking with the battle. So,
because a lot of people, but Crooked's really respected. But I guess if you know kind of situation.
People thought, but in the West Coast, my point is this: in the West Coast, you can't get more. This is the paradigm. Is that right there? Is Crooked Eye. That's lyrical supremacy at its finest. Kendrick Lamar not been a battle, and I'll even go as far as to say in a battle rap context, Crooked Eye is better than Kendrick Lamar. Maybe not from a song making perspective, but when it comes to straight battling, my money would be on King person.
Yeah, me too. I agree with you. On that.
So him battling Dizaster, who's a symbol of the coast, made a lot of sense to all of us out here. It was kind of not only that. That's the real fate that I've always wanted to see, and the real thing that I feel like is the ultimate rap battle. And to this day, it's not bucket list for battle rap is Dizaster versus Eminem. And if Diz smoke your homie in a rap battle, you need to step up. You feel me? I don't know if Royce wanted next or M, but you feel me? Shit. I feel like Crooks are tough enough paid to be a good underboss for Eminem. Shit. You feel me? But Diz got to be careful because Crook could smoke your ass too. Like I said, I don't think there's too many quote unquote industry or representative even glimpse at the mainstream that are as capable as that.
So it's safe to assume that everybody involved was severely disappointed by the situation not happening.
Well, I don't think Crooked necessarily was. He might have been from a creative standpoint, but he got paid a cool little deposit regardless. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
His album with Joel Ortiz charted that same month, and he's still King Crook. Does he want to battle Diz? I feel like if he really wanted to battle Diz, we could make it happen. And it wouldn't necessarily need to be on as exuberant of a scale as it was there, but that kind of, I don't know if because like King Crook was perfectly fine not battling. We approached him for the battle, you know?
Right.